Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm John Lazarus with Stories Matter and D&D Publishing. We're going to do something a little different this time around. I know you normally tune in to hear my expert advice and about my experience in publishing in order to make your life feel less pointless, but today you're going to take center stage, and hopefully that will make your life feel less pointless. I'll be sharing some writing exercises that will help get your creative juices flowing. But as an added bonus, any subscriber who posts their writing sample in the comments will receive a free PDF of the first page of Chair, and the commenter I declare the winner will get a signed picture of me wearing an outfit of your choice. Let's see if you have what it takes on this edition of Stories Matter. Today's video is brought to you by Hubbard Telehealth. If you listen to any podcast, you've probably heard a lot of buzz about online health counseling services. Well, if you're looking for an affordable, cheap, and inexpensive way to cope with decades of horrible trauma, look no further than Hubbard Telehealth. Fully accredited by the Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce, Hubbard Telehealth has a team of evaluators available to provide auditing sessions 24/7. I've been using Hubbard Telehealth since the start of the pandemic, and let me tell you, a 90-minute session is like boofing good vibes and relaxation directly into your brain. And unlike normal psychiatry, you can experience professional help from the comfort of your home and do some online gambling if your mental health expert starts boring you with the details of some billion-year-old alien conspiracy. Call Hubbard Telehealth today for more information. Alright, let's get started. Exercise 1. Write fan fiction. Lots of writers look down on fan fiction. It's often considered the Oklahoma of the literary community. But unlike Oklahoma, it's not just a bleak wasteland where dreams go to die. It's a vibrant community with a vast range of genres, from Harry Potter erotica to Sonic the Hedgehog erotica to steampunk versions of the Canterbury Tales that are also gay bondage erotica. So why write fanfiction? Well, for starters, after reading what other people post, you'll almost immediately feel less self-conscious about your writing ability. And second, without the stress of having to construct your own characters and settings, you can work on things like tone, dialogue, plot, character arcs, descriptions of orc vaginas, reasons for interspecies breeding, and synonyms for engorged. Exercise 2. Write down everything you hear in daily life. A great writer is a great observer of human nature, and there's no better way to observe people in their natural state than eavesdropping and spying and invading someone's personal space. Now, a good way to do this is to visit a coffee shop, sit near a pair of women, and write down their conversation verbatim. However, if you live in a crowded city, it might be difficult to find a Starbucks with decibel levels that doesn't screw up even the best wiretapping hardware. So I find it's better to follow around a pair of women shopping. This way you can observe not just their conversation, but also their movements, the way the clothes hang off their body, and even their smells, provided you get a favorable wind. Exercise 3. Write a story in 6 words or less. Ape. Tools, fire, man, bomb, ape. That's just an example of how you can condense millions of years of history in just a few words. Popularized by Hemingway after he came across some sick piece of shit who was trying to profit off their dead child, the 6-word story is a fun way to stretch your imagination as a writer. And it's also a good way to prepare for the insane demands of an editor. Exercise 4. Brainstorm in a sensory deprivation setting. It's no secret that the modern world is filled with distractions. It's difficult enough for a writer to get any work done, but work, the 24-hour news cycle, Netflix, TikTok porn, custody hearings, and children's recitals make it even harder. To get your creative juices flowing, you could try a few hour-long sessions in a sensory deprivation tank, where you lie in a sealed bath of Epsom salts. But you don't need to go to some pricey, yuppie, new age spa to experience sensory deprivation. You can easily find people on Craigslist or at the bus station with dark, soundproof sub-basements that even your loudest screams wouldn't penetrate. Exercise 5. Write captions to photos. Inspired by the New Yorker's Always Funny caption contest, this is another exercise that hones your skills for brevity. Any sort of photos work. National Geographic has a photo of the day, for example. Personally, to hone my skills at character description, I search random yearbook photos and write obituaries. Exercise 6. Write alternative slogans to different kinds of breakfast cereals. They're always after me, Lucky Charms. They're great. When a bowl of gravel just won't do. You want to write a great opening hook for your novel or short story? Start with a slogan. Some of the greatest writers of the last century have been advertisers. Where's the beef and Taste the Rainbow are right up there with Call Me Ishmael and All This Happened, more or less. Remember, just like an advertiser, you're trying to trick people into buying a product that they don't need and probably don't even want, if they thought about it for even a little bit. Exercise 7. Write a conversation without dialogue. That doesn't devolve into porn. 90% of all communication is nonverbal. My second and definitely favorite wife, and I probably only had 2 or 3 conversations that lasted more than 30 minutes before we got married. As a writer, I think you'll find that simple gestures like shrugging your shoulders, spitting, or holding a gun to someone's head communicate more than words ever could. Exercise 8. Retell a well-known story. Similar to fan fiction, here you're trying to twist a famous story on its head. For example, what if Dracula was a doctor who provided rural Romanian peasants with blood transfusions? Exercise 9. Find a newspaper article and type every third word you see. I don't know, maybe it'll be useful. Exercise 10. You can even try poetry. Sure, it's the literary equivalent of making your clothes with a loom or making soap with discarded sheep innards, but even this outdated, useless form of expression can benefit you as a writer. That's all for today. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll leave you with this week's This Day in Literary History. See you on the next one.